I'm Scott Al Miller. It is the 9th of December 2022, and this is my vlog of daily life in León, Nicaragua. Today's Friday, and we are really excited because our We Got Gems event is over. Our internet is hooked up at the house. We have the keys and everything. We've actually had them for over a week now, for 8 days. And today we are packing because tomorrow morning we are moving into our new house in the Barrio of Sutiava to the west of León. And so today is all about packing, but we didn't get to do that first thing this morning. First thing this morning, if you watch the show, you know that Luciana had issues getting her shots earlier this week on Tuesday when Liesl did. She went into Managua to do it, but they didn't have what she needed because she's younger, because she's 11. And so they turned her away and told her to come back today. And so she went into the city alone this morning. Well, not alone, but without Liesl, and got that taken care of. So she is all set to travel. We're going to have so much easier time traveling this time than ever before. And I'm actually going to turn the camera around because these dogs are adorable as they explore the yard out here. This is Mia right here close, and way off in the distance you can just see a little Clive. Maybe you can see him wandering around out there. I'm going to get this beautiful tree too. This is just fantastic. It's a huge tree. And so they went into Managua this morning and took care of that. And then once they were back, which was relatively early because they didn't want to spend very much time, they just got some food. They did go get some things that Luciana had been sad she hadn't been able to get last time they went to Scandinavo because she was feeling sick when we went for Liesl's birthday breakfast. And Luciana, much more than Liesl, loves eating at Scandinavo because they have the salmon breakfast items that she really likes. Liesl really likes salmon, but she doesn't like the breakfast items that they have. And so Luciana got to do that and make up for having missed it. So that worked out for her in that way, and it was pretty cool. So they did that. They got home, and then it was nothing but packing. Dominica and Marcella worked together on packing all evening. I'm still really busy with work, so I've been mostly focused on that, but I did do a little tiny itty bitty bit of prep for packing, but mostly it was doing videos and uploads and backups and organizing my office and stuff, so I'd be ready to pack in the morning. The current plan is that I'm going to get up really early tomorrow morning. Chepe and the crew are arriving at about 7:30 to assist with all the big packing and moving things, getting appliances ready, because we have to move the stove, we have to move the refrigerator, we have to move the washer, like big things, because like in Europe, here in Latin America, typically you don't have those things come with the house. And so it's a little bit different in Europe. Like even the sinks don't tend to come with the house, especially in like Italy. You bring your own sinks and everything. Here, the sinks are built in, but still all the appliances, like the stove will move with you, the oven will move with you. So it's in between what we're used to in the United States, where houses are pre-stocked with all the appliances, and Europe where they have nothing. But so there's a lot of big heavy stuff that we need to move. We also need to move 4 built-in air conditioning units, the big split units that go in on the roof. Our air conditioning guy emigrated to the United States, and so he's not available, so we got to find someone to do it. That's going to be a huge pain, and we got to take them out. So we have a total of 6 air conditioners, but 2 of them are portable, and we're taking those today, tomorrow, so they're prepped to go. They're another big items, but 4 have to be uninstalled, so that's really huge. The billiards table, for those who are wondering about that, because I was told we were putting it in the middle of the house. It was the only place it could go, and I kind of just accepted that there was really no way around it. So I've been assuming that that's where it was been going all along. It turns out Paul doesn't like that idea either. He does want his billiards table, but he can't handle having it in the middle of the house because it will take up everything, right? So the new hotel manager said that he wants it out there at the hotel. So it is going to be heading to the beach soon, and is going to be in the hotel, not lobby, but like the area that we kind of treated as a restaurant, but no one ever wanted to use because it's like off the beach, and it just didn't make sense. It's like not quite inside enough, not quite beach enough. So it was this weird space. It's going to go there. It's one of the few spaces big enough to hold it, and it'll make a good use of that space probably, or at least it's kind of a compromise all around, but that's where it's going. So that is not coming to the house. So this new house that we're moving to is much larger than the old one. It is a 9-bedroom, and will not have the billiards table in it. So not only is there more space, we're going to have much more or much less in that space, which is going to make things a lot easier. It does not have as many guest spaces because we're going to have more people in the house because Yao, our chef, is moving in with her son, and they're going to be based full-time in the house. So that's going to make us need more space that's permanent, and we won't have as much guest space, but we have better space for my office, and the kids are getting a video game room, and Dominica is getting her own escape. I was gonna say escape room, but she's not getting an escape room. She's getting in a room to escape to. Escape rooms are a room you try to escape from. So that's gonna be a big deal. So that was all evening we were packing, and then so I was saying at 7:30 they're coming to help do the big stuff. Then at 9 o'clock the truck is coming, and we'll be heading to the new house. So wow, that's a lot of stuff. It was an exhausting day, but good. Like, there's so much packed. And I had mentioned this on a couple earlier videos that when I was talking to Mary recently, I was saying, she was saying, do you really have a lot of stuff? And I'm like, we really, for Nicaragua, we do. But compared to like when we lived in America, we have so little. It's amazing how easy this is to pack everything up. I say as Dominica is the one doing all the packing. So kudos to her for doing all the packing. But it's a completely different experience than in America, that we don't have this endless sprawl of little things. There isn't just, another drawer full of stuff and another closet full of stuff and piles and piles and piles of things. When we moved out of Texas, it was outrageous. We moved, and now of course we lived in Texas for much, much longer, so that's you have to be fair there. But when we moved out of Texas, we brought everything that we needed to live to Nicaragua, and everything that was left behind completely fills a 10 by 10 storage unit packed to the roof, and we have a really hard time even getting things out of it to clean it out. And so it's so much more left behind in America that we don't need. Legitimately, some of it's memory stuff, right? Bins of my children's My Little Ponies and Legos and stuff. Things that, yes, they wish they had their Legos, and yes, they wish their memories were here and not there, and they don't want them to go away. So it's not completely fair to compare the two, but we really have so much more stuff in America than we do here. This move, so easy, just easy, easy, easy. And of course, having a crew to help with it is going to help a lot as well. So our day, all about packing, all about getting ready, and wrapping up everything this week. And things are going better at the office, we think. So it's not the emergency, it's not the panic that's been the last few days. Okay, so tonight for dinner, I talked a little bit about drinks and restaurants and stuff. This is actually the evening that prompted those. So some of those, you can tell kind of the order that I record things. So for dinner tonight, we tried going out to dinner at Carnivoro, which is a nice place. I love their artwork. It's a nice venue. I'm told it's owned by Barbaro, but of course in the past I've been told it's owned by Jalisco. Maybe they're all owned by the same place. Like, it's sometimes hard. There's a lot of stuff in Nicaragua is unofficial, and you'll get used to this when you're here. People will tell stories. Oh yeah, I know these people and they own this and they own that. And then later you find out, no, that was the wrong, like people will tell you La Colonia is owned by Walmart, and they'll swear up and down that it is. And then it turns out it's not. Right, but La Union is, and that's someone got it confused, and then the story was repeated, and so many people repeat it without verifying it, which seems to be the trend. And I realize people are going to be like, that's a trend in America too, but it's not the same. Here it's like everything all the time, and partially because the market is just so small. In the United States, you get it, but it's like far off things. Did you hear that this person 200,000 miles away did this thing? And there's no way to verify it, and you have no idea, and it's like far away. It's just a story. But here it's like, your neighbor is the owner of this, and it's like, no, he's not, right? It's a very different. You can just go talk to them and find out if it's true or not. Oh, these dogs are being cute. They're right here under this tree. And it's kind of like autumn here. The leaves come down all the time just because of the way that things are here. So there's often an autumn-like feel to things just in everyday life. Ooh, we got a lot of sun glare there. Got to remember, I've got a circular polarizer on, and it does not handle glare well at all. These are the very last days. There's the dog marking. The very last days of the GoPro 9. The GoPro 11 is waiting. We're just less than a week away from getting that. Clive, come here, Clive. Come on. Don't be wandering up. Don't be wandering up, little boy. This is my Clive. He is such a good little Boston boy. We went to Carnivoro, and we don't really know who owns it, but the rumor that we've heard most recently is that it's owned by the same people that own Barbaro. And we were excited because, like Barbaro, it is the only other place that we know of in town that is supposed to have salmon, and it's on the menu. And Dominica was there recently, saw the salmon on the menu, did not get to try it, and was excited. And so she told the kids we were going to go out and get them salmon, and told me that I should come along because we were going to go get salmon. And so we were making a salmon outing of it to try another place that has salmon, because otherwise we would go to Barbaro, because we know they have salmon most days and we know that it's good. But we were hoping that this being a different type, that it would just be some variety. So we were excited to go try it out. And so we got there, and of course she ordered right away and said, oh, I want the salmon. And they said, oh, we don't have it. And hence the story of her pushing them to find out how often they actually had the salmon. And they finally, after quite a bit of questioning, admitted that it's not really a thing that they ever have. It's just on the menu and not they don't even order it, right? It's not like, oh, they ran out or anything. It's not something they attempt to have, so don't keep asking for it, basically. Which, given that it was the only reasonable thing on the menu that we can eat, that's not completely fair. They do have like fried shrimp, but you can get fried shrimp absolutely anywhere, and fish fingers or fish sticks, right? Absolutely anywhere. Those things are so common that you really don't want to go out to a nice restaurant and get them, partially because they're not going to be any better at a nice restaurant than they are anywhere else. And we have our own restaurant that can do them really, really well. Personally, I think we have the best shrimp, at least in town, consistently, and our fish is at least on the good side. And it's very, very cheap to get those at our restaurant. Getting those things at a restaurant like Carnivoro are quite expensive, and so that doesn't work out well. So we really try to avoid that. That's just a general thing. If for most people who are going to be here, those might be reasonable alternatives that you can't get that often, and you don't own your own restaurant that does them better, so it doesn't make a big difference. But with this, there was just nothing really on the menu that made any sense. And so the only thing so Dominica just got like some potatoes, like French fries or mashed potatoes, something like that, because at least she likes to eat potatoes, and she can't really eat much of anything else because of her allergies with onions and peppers, which is very difficult. Again, not only are we, again, pescatarian, which I say all the time, but she also has severe allergies to, or really severe tolerance issues with certain vegetables. Unfortunately, ones that she really likes the taste of, so she wishes she could eat them and can't, and that makes things very difficult, because whenever you're not getting meat, those are the things that people substitute for it. So for me, I got a salad with grilled vegetables, which was absolutely fantastic. I was actually really happy with it. Carnivoro did this amazing job, but I was stuck. Oh, I hope that bird got on the video. That was really close, that she snuck up on that bird. There's quite a few of these birds, and they like to be on the ground, and they let the dogs get really close in here quite often. So I got that, but she couldn't get it, but I was really happy with it, so that worked out, but not at all salmon. She then also ordered a diet ginger ale to drink, which they didn't have, and she went through the same thing. Is this something you just don't have, or do you not really order it and you just keep it on the menu? And again, not something that they order. And then I ordered my drink of Cinzano, again, off of the menu, and they acted like I was crazy, like there was no such thing. I showed it to them on the menu, and they're like, oh, no, not something we have, as if, and they really reacted like we should have known better than to order things they put on their menu like it was just expected that they wouldn't have them, which was a very strange, non-apologetic reaction. It was very much it's our fault for ordering the things that they made the special attractions or the unique features on their menu, rather than the same tried and true things that every restaurant has. Like we're all supposed to just accept the fact that those aren't really going to be there, and they're just to show the tourists that they made an effort, but not enough people ordered them or something. It's very weird. So we ended up having a very nice dinner. The food was all very good, but it was awkward, and of course we had to tell the children that nothing that they wanted was there, and so the kids did not end up with a happy dinner. Liesl did give it a try getting their pasta, but it was not something that she liked, and she ended up not eating it. So, which is really tough with Liesl, because she doesn't tend to like pasta that much, and a lot of pastas that are kind of generally acceptable tend to have a lot of cheese, and she is lactose intolerant and really doesn't enjoy cheese or butter particularly. So what works for a lot of people often does not work for her, and that makes it very tough as well. I don't know if you can see Clive way back there in the corner, but he's he's having a great time exploring, and they are so happy to have open space. This is really great for dogs who like to get out and run and explore and have been so long without this open space. They are already noticeably just happier and healthier and doing so well. So that was our evening. We did that. I did get some Martini and Rossi Rosso vermouth, which, if you can get it relatively fresh, is absolutely delicious, and Americans never do this. I mentioned this in earlier videos this week, but I'm gonna say it again in case you haven't seen that video. If you've never done vermouth as an aperitif, that is a drink that you have to whet your appetite before you eat, I highly recommend, if you find a place that has fresh vermouth, not one of those places that leaves the bottle open for months, but one that's actually fresh or hasn't been open yet, and I recommend starting with a sweet vermouth, not a dry, and just get a glass of that. Don't mix it with anything. And you might be pleasantly surprised by how interesting a sweet vermouth can be, because they're actually engineered to be drank on their own. They're not meant to be mixers with things. That's something that was added much later, long after, I should say, vermouth was already an established aperitif item. Then it became the thing known for mixing into a cocktail decades or centuries after it was popular as a fortified wine on its own. And they really are potentially delicious just on their own, and probably in many cases that's how I would prefer it. So that was our Friday. Tomorrow we're going to be getting up nice and early, so not staying up late tonight at all. We need our sleep. Everyone is tired after the last couple days, whether it's work or the party stuff at the hotel or whatever. We are going to sleep as best we can, and tomorrow morning we are going to be getting up nice and early, packing the last things. I got to jump up, get my office ready, and get out the door as we head to the new house. By tomorrow evening, we will be living in Sutiava, all things going as planned, and we're really excited about that. So thanks so much for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe. Ask any questions, leave your comments down below. You got questions about moving in Nicaragua? That's a great thing to kind of talk about, and we'll talk more tomorrow for sure. Just anything. Nicaragua, Central America, travel, whatever, ask away. Vermouth. I know things about vermouth. Not something that people might expect. And if you like to support the channel, remember you can buy me a coffee. That comes directly to me and makes a huge difference. And at this point, the videos that you're seeing are actually no longer being edited by me. This is a huge thing for us. This is one of the most exciting things I've had happen recently. Moving into the new house, definitely going to be exciting. But my daughter Liesel has been expressing an interest in video editing, and starting with the very first video that she has done is actually tomorrow's video that's already done, because I recorded it early just because it's the moving day. I wanted to record some stuff as we moved, and so today is being recorded later, but she's going to be the one editing it, and hopefully nearly all the videos going forward are going to be edited by Liesel, at least partially, now that we're a little bit caught up. And it's a big deal for me as a father to have my daughter doing big projects like this that actually get used. It's not like just doing a little something on the side, but it's an actual, production, editing for a channel with a lot of viewers. Thank you so much for being a part of the community. And it's a really cool bonding experience. This is a project we're doing together now, not just something on my own. And of course, I know I started this channel was really kind of my daily journal to my father, to help him stay connected to us as we lived abroad and travel and everything. And so that this channel is now partially being done by my daughter, it's a multi-generational, project there, and something that's really cool. And we will be filming and editing from my father's house in just a few more days. We'll be up there on the 16th. Thanks for joining me. Share on social media, do all those things. I will see all of you tomorrow.